As I stated, Brian Hofer, the Open Privacy Working Group. The issue before you is rather narrow and is not part of a larger civil liberty battle over the DAC. Is Schneider Electric eligible to be awarded the Phase 2 professional services contract at issue with tonight's proposed resolution? If not, are the remaining 3 bidders? The answer is clearly no, and it's been reassuring to hear staff state that they no longer believe Schneider is in compliance. You've received our cease and desist debarment letter and the reasoning for legal action, supporting evidence for grounds to debar all 4 remaining bidders on the Phase 2 contract. This past November, the city established that the nuclear free zone ordinance is applicable to this contract. Non-compliance is cause for disqualification and did in fact disqualify SAIC. To do otherwise now would be to act in an arbitrary and capricious manner and would be cause for legal action. I trust the city attorney is advising you. Further, because we have submitted adequate evidence, which must be considered from any source, this must be immediately referred to the city administrator for debarment process. A mentor of mine is fond of saying these words mean things. The ordinance is the express will of the voters of Oakland. I'm paraphrasing. Whereas the expenditure of city funds on goods and services produced by nuclear weapons makers directly conflicts with the city's public health, safety, morals, economic well-being, and general welfare. Whereas the public morality is affronted by the expenditure of city funds on goods and services produced by nuclear weapons makers. These words mean things. Lest you argue that the voters in 1992 were not concerned with crime of today's Oaklanders, 167 homicides were recorded that year, the bloodiest on record at that time. After failing with its supposed due diligence into the bidder's history twice now, staff is attempting to circumvent the council's express corporate authority to approve contracts, granted in Article 2, Section 207, seeking by this proposed resolution to eliminate the need for further council approval. This is illegal and harms the separation of powers inherent in our city charter. I refer you to the July 26, 2013 email sent by Renee Domingo to Hassan Bey and City Attorney's Office Attorney Sotelo. I'm quoting quickly. Sotelo, that language limits you from being able to develop and implement data retention at later times, even outside of Phase 2. Is that your intent? Domingo, no. We want the flexibility to do this after council approves the policy. Bey, how are you going to change after council approval? Domingo, we've done this before recently. Amethyst and I will handle it. What else is going on behind council's back? You are the boss. It's time to clean house, and you can start with a no vote today. Finally, you are not deciding debarment today. That is for the city administrator, and after due process, notice and hearing has been held. At minimum, this vote tonight must be postponed. However, we have provided a preponderance of evidence for debarment, and a no vote today saves valuable city resources. Don't forget, our grounds for debarment are not restricted to non-compliance with the nuclear free zone ordinance. There are additional grounds. In response to what staff just said, and City Administrative Representative, Schedule B, nuclear free zone disclosure, must be signed. Paragraph 1, neither this business entity nor any of its subsidiaries, affiliates, or agents engages in nuclear weapons work. We have provided you with all evidence you need to find non-compliance here, and based on the SAIC precedent, it must be followed here equally. There is a waiver. The restriction against contracting with a nuclear weapons maker may be waived if the City Council determines, not the Public Safety Committee, after public hearing, which has not happened, that a specific contract is essential to the proper functioning of the city government and that no reasonable alternative exists. That has not happened. Finally, if the city seeks waiver, and I realize this is a possibility, the instructions will not be the guiding language. Section E will be professional services contracts subpart 1. All professional services contracts entered into pursuant to subsection shall be made with persons not designated as nuclear weapons makers unless the City Council finds that no reasonable alternative product or service exists. This is a more restrictive definition and will override these instructions. This is not a $1 billion project. Multiple firms can handle a $1.6 million project that have no nuclear weapons status.
Thank you.